Hi, welcome back to another segment of Veterans Did You Know? Dave Eling, the Director of the County Department of Veterans Affairs, and today's topic is our Homeless Veterans Program, our Transitional Housing Program for homeless vets and their families. And with me is Norma Eling, and Norma is runs the transition house. She does all the interviewing and the scheduling and all the headaches that go along with that. And it is a tough job because we have 6 apartments, and so we're dealing with 6 families at a time, juggling all kinds of situations, how they got to us. And in an earlier segment, we mentioned, Norma, that the contract. And again, we don't charge to be here. We have 90 days to help you get grounded, get on your feet, and then we try to hand you off to the community. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But this contract we have is basically an agreement between the veteran and their family and us as to what we expect. And you want to cover a few points on that contract. So
it's very basic rules. For one thing, of course, there's no smoking allowed or drugs or alcohol. That's anywhere, everywhere you stay these days.
That's instant expulsion if you get
yes.
Drugs or alcohol up in your apartment, you're out of here.
That's one thing that we will not tolerate. No violence. And creating a hostile environment is very difficult for anyone that's living up there because it is fairly close quarters, the noise and just being respectful of the other family. I'm sorry to say that we don't accept animals. I myself would be brokenhearted if I had to go somewhere else and I couldn't take my animal, whether it be a cat or a dog or whatever, or a bird, whatever. Yeah, but we can't do it. For one thing, it's very confining for an animal, and we're on Muskegon County property, and that's one of the no rules that was handed down to us. So we also have to go by the rules and regulations. It's just not our families upstairs. But other than that, we try to work with you and be as tolerant and be as forgiving as we can. But there are things that are just absolutely a no. And some things that you do, like alcohol, smoking, that will get you an eviction very fast.
What about they're a small part of it? What about if they want to have somebody come and visit with them? They get to have visitors, or how's that work?
They can have visitors. Say we have a single mom with her children up there. A man is not allowed on the floor as far as a boyfriend, or even the father of the child is not allowed. They are allowed to wait for you downstairs, and you may visit with them in the entranceway if you want to. And if it's warm, of course, you can go outside and visit. But no, that is not allowed. The only men that are allowed on the 3rd floor is if we have a married couple and their family. Other than that, no men are allowed on the floor.
Or a single dad with children.
A single dad with children, of course, he's allowed with the children. But as far as boyfriends and girlfriends, if I have a single dad up there with children, the girlfriend is not allowed upstairs on the 3rd floor.
It just complicates things sometimes to do it that way. So we just ask, basically, you got 90 days, and your main concern is to get your feet on the ground, get a source of income coming in, and get yourself stabilized.
Yes.
Is really what we're trying to do. So the concrete contract is basically an agreement between what we expect of you, and we give you as much leeway as we possibly can. But there are limits that we're bound by also. So if you are here for 90 days and then you've transitioned, we're done. We can't keep you any longer than 90 days by our contract.
Yes, that's true.
Now the next step is where we really need the community to step up. If you've got an apartment or you've got a house out there that you're willing to rent, these men and women, they put their life on the line for you. They stepped up. They served their country. They came back to Muskegon, and this is what's so sad is and I've had a number of vets who've come back, and there are no jobs here, and so they find out they have to leave the state to go find a job someplace else, or they end up going back into the military because there are no jobs here. And that's pretty sad commentary. You come back to your own community and you're being homeless. So we ask the community now is to help us in the next transitional stages. If you've got an apartment or you've got a house and you want to help a vet out, give us a call, because they've been with us for 90 days. We can pretty well tell you that they're squared away, they're working hard. When they're here, they have to sign up with John and be looking for a job. They have to be registered, or they have to be going to work. Or if they are not able to work, then we have them in the VA system. They've applied for veterans benefits or service-connected disability or VA Social Security disability. So sometimes that takes a little while for that to come through before they have an income and stuff. So they're doing the best they can to get on their feet, and we really need the community to kind of step up and help us provide a place for the veterans to be. So basically, we have 90 days, 3 months. It sounds like a long time, but it goes by pretty quick, to help the veterans and their families access to resources that we were just talking about, whether it be here on site or they're in the community, and get back on your feet. And it goes by pretty quick, but we can give you the direction and do what you want to do. And as I said, during the daytime, Norma, they can come down and talk to you, and she constantly has somebody in her office there and just give you information. Where do I go? Where do I tune? Because we've been here for many, many years, and we know what's available in the community, and some of the families don't know that. Sometimes they've never had access to that. But what happens after, the unique part, after we go home at 4:30?
After we go home, I can honestly say that the families can depend on each other. They're all in the same hallway. And also we have Mary is my female manager upstairs, and she's always there. And what's nice about it, the young families get together and discuss or talk about what their problems are, or previously where they were staying. And so many times one of the moms needs to go shopping for food or needs to make a run here or there, and then you've got another mom says, hey, I'll watch the kids for you, and maybe next time you can do the same for me. So it's a very giving and take situation, which is just great for everyone upstairs.
Because I think when it happens to you, you feel like, man, I'm the only one in this boat. And then you find out there's 5 other families in the same boat at various stages of just got here or close to the 90 days. You said, here's what you need to do. If you got children, have you looked into this program? Have you looked into that program?
Exactly.
Have you tried this?
Yes.
Have you talked to this individual? So that's probably the comforting thing. Number one, you're safe and you're secure and you got food to eat. And then you start that building process, and that's what you really got to do. You got to communicate back and forth. And we're kind of the guides, and we always tell them, don't wait till it's a crisis. Come down and talk.
Let us know what goes.
Don't let something get so far out of hand. And we can give you the guidance or the direction or the referrals where you need to be and stuff. So it's a nice process, and it works very well. We've done it for a lot of years now, and we've been very successful at it. And we're very proud of the number of families that we've been able to help, the veterans and their families, and get back on their feet and stuff. So there we go. That's our transitional housing program. It's here in Muskegon. We have 6 apartments. Veterans and their families are our first priority, male or female, doesn't matter. Children have to be involved, or single, or a mom and a dad, or husband and wife.
Yes,
also,
with a family, yeah.
Or without a family, through mom and husband and wife, no kids. It's got to be a family, a group together. No single individuals just living by themselves, or nobody, single mom or single individual has a girlfriend or boyfriend. You have to be married to be up in here, and that's where we're really working on and doing that. So if you know of somebody who's in that situation, or they're home living with mom and dad, or they aren't even aware of all the programs we have here, because once we get you in the door, we have a lot of networking, and we have a lot of programs designed for vets and their families, but we can't provide that unless we get you here. And the homeless part is probably almost the bottom of the rung. I mean, you hit the bottom there when you're out on the street or you're homeless. But there's hope. There's a place to go to, and we can help you get back up on your feet and get back in the community and do what you like to do. So if you have any questions, or you want to know more about it, or you'd like to donate something to us, give us a holler, 724-7143. At the Vet Center, or come down and see Norma, get an application, and we'll provide the services that we can for you. Thanks a lot.